6:30. Are we good? Are we good? I call the Tuesday, April 14th, City Council meeting to order. Roll call, please. Or Pledge of Allegiance, sorry.
Right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Mendez,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Garnica,
Here.
Councilmember Brogy,
Here.
Councilmember Villaseñor,
Here.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Here.
Thank you. Moving on to item 4, approval of agenda.
So moved.
I got a motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to number 5, presentations. We have item 5A, proclaiming April as National Fair Housing Month, April 2026. Whereas the Fair Housing Act, enacted on April 11th, 1968, enshrined into federal law as the goal of eliminating racial segregation and ending housing discrimination in the United States. Whereas the Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination in housing based on race, color, religion, sex, familial status, national origin, and disability, and commits recipients of federal funding to affirmatively further fair housing in their communities. And whereas the Ventura County Coastal Association of Realtors and the Real Estate Fraud Advisory Team, REFAT, are committed to highlighting the Fair Housing Act by continuing to address discrimination in our community and by supporting programs that will educate the public about the right to equal housing opportunities and continuing partnership efforts with other organizations to help assure every one of their rights is to fair housing. And whereas the City of Fillmore is committed to the mission and intent of Congress to provide fair and equal housing opportunities. And whereas our social fabric, the economy of health, environment, are strengthened in diverse, inclusive communities. And whereas more than 50 years after the passage of the Fair Housing Act, discrimination persists and many communities remain segregated. And whereas acts of housing discrimination and barriers to equal housing opportunity are repugnant to a common sense of decency and fairness, and whereas the National Association of Realtors Code of Ethics commits all realtors to providing equal professional services without discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, familial status, handicap, sexual orientation, gender identity, or national origin. Now therefore, I, Albert Mendez, Mayor of the City of Fillmore, do hereby resolve that April 2026, being Fair Housing Month, begins a long commemoration of the Fair Housing Act in Fillmore, and urge all citizens to wholeheartedly recognize this celebration throughout the year. Brandy, do you want to meet me at the...
Thank you, sir. I'm going to take a quick picture.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council, and staff. My name is Brandy Langning with Homegrown Realty right here in Fillmore. On behalf of the Ventura County Coastal Association of Realtors, I want to sincerely thank you for this proclamation recognizing April as Fair Housing Month. Fair housing is not just a legal requirement, it's a commitment to ensuring that every member of our community has equal access to housing opportunities free from discrimination. It reflects our shared values of fairness, dignity, and inclusion. Realtors take this responsibility seriously. Through ongoing education, advocacy, and daily practice, we work to uphold the principles of the Fair Housing Act and to promote equal opportunity in every transaction. We appreciate the City of Fillmore's leadership in recognizing the importance of fair housing and in supporting efforts that help build a more inclusive and equitable community. We would also like to invite each of you, your staff, and the community at large to our second annual Fair Housing Forum, which will be hosted in partnership with the City of Ventura next Wednesday at the Museum of Ventura County. We'll be discussing current issues, best practices, and ways we can continue working together to expand access and opportunity. Lunch will be provided, and we'd love to have you be a part of the conversation. Register at vcrealtors.com or cityofventura.gov. Thank you again for this honor and for your partnership in advancing fair housing for all. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item 5B, proclaiming April as Autism Awareness Month, April 2026. Whereas autism spectrum disorder, ASD, is a developmental condition that affects communication, behavior, and social interaction, impacting individuals and families across our community. And whereas increasing awareness and understanding of autism is essential to promote acceptance, inclusion, and support for those living with ASD. And whereas individuals without autism contribute unique talents, perspectives, and abilities that enrich the fabric of our community. And whereas early diagnosis, intervention, education, and community support services play a critical role in helping individuals with autism achieve their fullest potential. And whereas it is important to foster a community that embraces diversity, promotes equity, and ensures that all individuals are treated with dignity and respect. Now therefore, I, Albert Mendez, the mayor of the city of Fillmore, do hereby proclaim that the month of April as Autism Awareness Month in the city of Fillmore, encourage all residents to participate in activities and initiatives that raise awareness, promote understanding, and support individuals and families affected by autism. And I'd like to welcome Nancy Rodriguez to the podium, please.
Good evening, everyone. There is a big group that came out to represent today, right? So I just have a little something that I would like to read, and it just says, "Thank you, Mayor Mendez and members of the City Council. This proclamation means so much to the families present here today, those watching from home, and those who could not be with us this evening. In the United States, 1 in 31 children is diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. According to the Mayo Clinic, autism is a lifelong neurological and developmental condition that affects how individuals interact, communicate, learn, and behave. Because it is a spectrum, no two individuals are the same, and the well-known quote reminds us, if you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. Tonight, on behalf of the autism community, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to everyone who has helped us build adaptive programs that foster a more inclusive community for our children and families here in Fillmore. This includes ASO Region 242, Estrella Market, Fillmore City Fire Department, Fillmore Town Theater, Fillmore Unified School District, City of Fillmore, Life Point Church, One Step a la Vez, Pierce's Kempo Karate, and the countless sponsors and volunteers who continue to support our efforts. Your commitment, compassion, and partnership have made a meaningful difference in the lives of our families. Together, we are creating a community where every child is seen, supported, and celebrated. Thank you.
Moving on to item number 6, public comments. This time is reserved for items that are not on the agenda. And I see we have a few of them, starting with Ricardo Torres. Hi, welcome, Ricardo.
Good evening. I'm sorry about that. That's going to be a tough act to follow. Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council, and staff. My name is Ricardo Torres. I'm the Director of Government and Community Affairs with the Area Housing Authority of the County of Ventura. We are the largest of 5 public housing authorities in the County of Ventura. The Area Housing Authority is a mission-driven agency dedicated to expanding access to safe, stable, and affordable housing through programs, partnerships, and development partnerships that support individuals and families across our county. We serve the cities of Thousand Oaks, Camarillo, Simi Valley, Ojai, Moore Park, Fillmore, and the unincorporated areas of Ventura County. I'm here this evening to introduce myself and to express my sincere appreciation for your leadership and your ongoing partnership in addressing the housing needs of the community. Your city staff does an exceptional job, and I really mean that. And we deeply value the collaboration we have built within the city of Fillmore and your continued commitment to the community. We look forward to continuing to work together in support of safe, healthy, and thriving communities. Thank you for your time and service. And P.S., you have the best comms team in the county. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker will be Sylvia Godinez. Welcome, Sylvia.
Thank you.
Could you both come together for saying the same thing, but in 2 languages?
Sure, and Lynn Edmonds. The three,
Buenas tardes a todos los miembros del concilio y las demás personas. Muy buenas tardes a todos los miembros del concilio y las demás personas aquí. Mi nombre es Silvia Godínez y nada más vengo a hacer petición de qué manera todos los miembros del concilio nos pueden ayudar a invitar más gente al teatro de Fillmore, porque van a estar dando movies en español. Y el domingo que fui, miré que nada más habíamos 3 personas, es triste ver eso, pero quizás con la ayuda de todos, corriendo la voz y poniendo boletines en tiendas o lo que sea, podamos ayudar un poco más a que esto crezca un poquito más. Me comprometí con el Señor a ayudarle a poner avisos y todo eso. Si se los agradezco, yo sé que casi todos me están entendiendo en español y si alguien más quiere un folleto, aquí lo traigo conmigo. Y muchísimas gracias por su tiempo. Lynn, he can speak in English everything.
No, yo quedé aquí. Tú tienes que quedar también.
Okay.
My name is Lynn Edmonds. Hello, everyone, Mayor and City Council members and friends. I'm here with Sylvia. We're friends. We were the only two of us and one more that enjoyed the movie on Sunday evening at 4. They're really good movies. And the 3 of us were laughing. It was Born in L.A. God, it was so funny, and I'd never seen it before. And so I would heartily recommend, you all have Latinos who speak Spanish in your community. Encourage them to go. You might even go and talk to Sean at the theater and see if he would foot a few tickets that you could give out free. So, because he's anxious to have people come. Once they come, they're going to want to come again. And so I do hope that you'll encourage that. I would also like to say I'm so proud of our kids back there. We have the best alternative activities for kids than any city I've seen. And then the last thing is please continue to support low-income housing. And I don't know where that is coming, where that self-help housing is doing yet, but I hope we can move ahead with more housing for the people who live here. So thank you to all. And that's our 10 minutes.
thank you, Sylvia. Our next speaker is Gabriel Candelario. Welcome, Gabriel.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gabe Candelario. I serve as the Juvenile Justice Programs Manager at One Step a la Vez. And I'm coming today just to remind you all that tomorrow we do have our event our annual event that we are having. It is called our Cones with Cops event. This event is being put on by our Youth Advisory Council. A little bit about our Youth Advisory Council. It is a program that is funded through us, specifically through Ventura County Probation Agency, and this really serves as a program for youth that have been system impacted. As you know, it doesn't mean that you yourself just have to have been impacted by the system, like you yourself were arrested. If a family member has been arrested, you too have been impacted. So with that program, one day we were having a meeting with the kids and we really asked them what is it that they would like to see in their community. And they said that they would really love to see more of a relationship between their community and law enforcement itself. So this came from them, and I'm really happy that we're able to continue to put this on, and I really hope to see a lot of you all there tomorrow. The event will be from 4 to 5:30, and you can come by, meet Fillmore's Finest. There, they will be there as well too. It stopped raining, and it was pretty hot, warm today, so Mr. Softy will be there giving away ice cream as well, and we'll also have some other treats for others as well too. But I'm hoping to see as many of you guys there, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay, moving on to item number 7, City Council reports, recommendations, comments, committee, commission, and board reports. I'll start. So I don't have much to report, but I had an air pollution control board meeting today, and there was only 2 items on the agenda. 1 item got scratched, and so there was only 1 item on the agenda, and it wasn't a major item. So next time there's something to report out, I will report out next time I attend that meeting. Thank you. Councilmember Fernie?
Yes, so I attended the Fillmore Business Roundtable meeting that was held at the Bunn & Chevrolet on Monday, the 6th, at 8:30. And I'd like to report that because we fed everyone, we had a much bigger audience. So I say that in jest, actually. It was a very good meeting, and we did have a very high turnout, and it was great. And it looks like we possibly may be going to every other month meeting, depending on how I believe the vote goes for from the businesses themselves to meet in between meetings that it would include 2 city council members. So that's still to be determined. And that's it for me.
Just at this clarification, the businesses voted to make sure that we're going to every other month as an ad hoc, but there will be representation from staff every month. So just wanted to make sure that we had that clarified. Thank you.
Thank you for the clarification. Councilmember Rodriguez?
No big meetings that I have attended that this far. However, I do want to report back that my mini town hall / meet and greet that I had earlier this last month was a success. I had a good amount of people show up in person, but I got a lot of traffic and a lot of inquiries via social media. And so I ended up grabbing all of the information, both that I collected in person and virtually, and I passed it along to the assistant city manager and the city manager. So really excited to hear that there was a lot of engagement, and looking forward to some other upcoming events.
Thank you. Councilmember Brody?
Thank you. Yeah, I attended a Ventura County Transportation Commission meeting on the 3rd of April, and a couple of things I wanted to share as a result of that meeting. First of all, there was a lot of talk about the Pacific Surfliner, where the train now, they've added additional routes from, let's see, they're going from the LA area all the way to San Luis Obispo. They've added 3 different trains, so there's a lot more frequent commuting going on. And it's a great train ride to get up to Santa Barbara, go to the zoo, things like that. And so the 3 all the way to San Luis Obispo. And then there's 6 daily now going to Goleta. So take advantage of that. Nothing better than riding on the train, especially along the coast. So And then another issue that was on the consent agenda, and it was pulled so that we can add it to the future, the next month's VCTC meeting, having to do with the bike trail. And I don't know how many people have been following this, but the Southern Pacific and VCTC are, and it's been in the works for literally years now, but they're going through the review process to see how feasible this is, putting a bike path, walking path along the railroad tracks from Ventura or from Saticoy all the way to Piru. So as you can imagine, that would be just a tremendous bike ride. But I wanted specifically to raise this issue here in the city of Fillmore because there's been some concerns by a lot of our ag people that live in the area. And I wanted to make sure that anybody who is hearing this now or here in the room or watching from TV, that if you want more information or if you're opposed to this and there are some issues that the ag community's been bringing up, then please attend the next VCTC meeting, which is on the, I want to say the third Friday of the month. And so that'll be coming up at at the end of March. The end of April? Where are we now? Yeah, the end of April. So anyway, keep that in mind. And then lastly, I just wanted to share that I do have my porch talk scheduled for tomorrow evening. And again, this is just open to all community members who want to come and discuss anything Fillmore related. And it's always the second and fourth Wednesday of the month. And it's held at my home. So reach out to me if you need information on where I live. We'd love to have you join us. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Councilmember Villaseñor?
Yes, thank you. Just a couple of quick updates. I did attend the Ventura Regional Sanitation District meeting, and we had excellent news from our new general manager, Eric Zetz, regarding Tolan landfill. We have a new superintendent, and so there has been quite a bit of work done to really analyze how to make the best use of the basically the airspace that we have over Tolan landfill to be able to compact and to ensure that we're getting as much life out of the landfill as we can. So at this last meeting was the first time that the board of directors heard, and we can share publicly, that number I think I've given to you before, of that year of when we see it filling up. This last cell was in the 2030s, high 2030s. It's now at 2040. Given if we're able, and I believe we will be able to implement a lot of different tools to make the most use out of that space. And so I think it's really great. And we'll be able to hear from someone much more knowledgeable. Mr. Zetz is actually going to be coming to our city council, I believe, April 28th, so at our next meeting, and doing a really great presentation about the landfill. So I encourage everyone to listen in and learn about what's happening at the landfill and how we're really utilizing the space that we have, how we're looking at potential expansion. So Mr. Zetz is going to do a really great presentation. So that's my update, on Ventura Regional Sanitation District. My other update is I was able to attend a meeting here at the Human Services Building for the county last week. It's called Circle of Care. It's actually a meeting that's sponsored and organized by One Step a la Vez, and our local youth nonprofit, and it is a bringing together of social service providers serving Fillmore and Piru and really over the Santa Clara Valley. But we had a special guest at this meeting. It was Dr. Finkhauser. Dr. Finkhauser is the new director of the whole Ventura County Healthcare Agency. So he oversees, he was previously overseeing Ventura County Medical Center, the hospital system, along with the satellite Santa Paula Hospital. Now Dr. Finkhauser is over the entire system of healthcare of our public agency. So he gave a great presentation, really excellent, about where the Santa Paula Hospital stands, different statistics going on, and also as I continue to keep you updated on what will be the eventual closure of Santa Paula Hospital, very likely in the early years of 2030 to 2033. And he presented on the what's happening now to look for additional space, look for what will be here in our Santa Clara Valley once that hospital up on the hill closes. There is potential, as I've talked about in the past, about the space of building either a new hospital or a new emergency room, urgent care, surgery center. Well, the ideas are still out there. So one update is that the Ventura County Healthcare Agency, so Dr. Finkhauser's agency, will be presenting back to our County Board of Supervisors, I believe in the next month or two. I want to say May. I'm sorry, I don't have that date on me. And the board asked about 4 months ago, asked of the agency to really do a good healthcare needs assessment of the Santa Clara Valley. And be able for the board then to synthesize this data and see, what steps do we start making now, really start making now to ensure that we still have critical healthcare system and really critical emergency department here in the Santa Clara Valley, and what will that look like? He did give one statistic about the emergency room at Santa Paula Hospital, that there are 50 visits a day, more or less. I calculated that to be about $350 a week, $1,400 a month, and in the upwards of maybe 16 to 17,000 visits to Santa Paula ER a year. That's just an estimate given on that number. So we use the emergency room, and I think what the feedback was from the circle of care participants, these are social service providers who have a lot of clients who might be pretty frequent users of the public hospital system, is that we need to keep our community engaged, our whole community engaged about what is happening. And I provided feedback to the group saying the ideal situation would be when the closure of Santa Paula Hospital happens, that there's a ceremony, there's people there, we acknowledge how great it was, but it is such a smooth transition because there's already, for a while already, there has been other systems in place, and the community has known to access whatever these replacement systems are, right? So that's the ideal, that it's something that happens, but already ahead of time, people are utilizing other whatever those other healthcare systems are in the Santa Clara Valley. So that really means that the clock is ticking. So I'm going to continue to keep everyone updated on this, because again, this is what is critical to our community, that we have these services. So that's my update on that meeting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 8, consent calendar. Can we have a motion on the consent calendar, please? I got a motion.
I'll second.
Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Moving on to number 9, new business. 9A, public hearing ordinance number 26-994, granting a non-exclusive franchise to Crimson California Pipeline LP.
Mayor and Council, I'm giving the very brief presentation on this. Once again, this item is not completely finished, although I think after today, we just have one item left that we'll be talking about tomorrow, so it should be ready by the next meeting. So if you could please take any public comments, open the public hearing, and then entertain a vote to continue it to the next City Council meeting, that would be great. Thank you.
Then we'll open the public hearing on item number 9A, and if there's anybody in the audience or that would like to speak on this item, please do so now.
We need a vote of the council, please. Yeah, a motion and a vote.
Can I get a motion?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to continue this item until the next meeting.
I'll second.
On
April 20th.
Yes, please.
Yes. On April.
Do we have a second?
Yes.
Okay,
Carrie.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to number 9B, authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement with Locality Media LLC, DBA First Due, in approved format by the city attorney.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. So we are recommending that the city council authorize the city manager to execute an agreement with Locality Media, DBA First Due, and the city of Fillmore in the approved format by the city attorney. So this started out about a year and a half ago. I was working with Jackie, and I created an electronic time card system for the reserve firefighters to alleviate some stress on the fire chief and on her, because that's 50 time cards that they do once a month because the reserves get paid monthly. So it's just a lot of work for both of them. So I did that through Cognito, and then Jackie was like, well, can we do this or find a system to do that for the whole city? So I started looking. We found a system, and First Due is an all-inclusive system. It's OpenAI, so it interfaces with a lot of other systems that we currently use. And in addition to the whole city being provided an electronic time card system, I'm going to kind of highlight the main components. It's mainly designed for fire department use, but they did give us pricing to incorporate it so the whole city would be digitized, and we'd get away from the paper time cards and have to worry about reading people's handwriting and stuff like that. Again, starting off, so the main things it does, like I said, is scheduling and personnel management with the digital time card system. It also, for the fire side, will provide us with a fire inspection documentation that we can do in person on an iPad and generate a report right then and there, and then email it to the business owner or a resident, whatever it is. With that, we can also do fire investigation tracking. We're going to transition our fire training to this system. So right now, like on the fire side, we have like 7 different systems. This will combine all of those into this one system. So then again, like I said, our asset management, it'll allow us to be DEA compliant with our narcotics. And then for the whole city, at the end, I have a snippet on what Community Connect is, and that is for the community. So that allows the fire department to be involved with the community, and I'll kind of get into that here. So like I said, the scheduling, it'll digitize everything. So it'll make everybody have digital time cards they can access from an app on their phone. They can put in vacation and sick time requests that then get directly routed to their supervisor. So it's no more paper forms that you have to turn in to your supervisor and then they have to sign it, and then it hopefully doesn't get lost and stuff like that. So again, we have the employee hub, the time clock, the time cards, and then it's just one window for each supervisor. They can approve all the time cards right then and there. The personnel management, like I said, it'll also track vacation hours, so it won't allow anybody to put in a vacation request if they don't have the time. And then it separates, they're going to build it so that it will be separate for each department. So like the supervisors for the fire department, like the fire chief won't be able to see every other department, only the department heads will be able to see that. And then like with the fire side, we could still do our scheduling of our reserves and all that stuff within the system. And then the trades is more so for the fire side. We could do a trade board, and then it would track our trades, or rather again than the paper trade tracker where it's like, wait, did you trade me? And that kind of thing, right? So shift management, again, this is all fire related stuff, but we have our different rigs on there. Again, it's mainly designed for fire department use, but they were more than happy to give us a price to build it for the whole city. With the fire prevention, like I said, we have inspection records, pre-plans. There's also a way to do invoicing and permitting within the system. So like I said, it's an all just quick, while you're walking through, anybody in the fire department would have their app. They'd be able to walk through a business or a resident and select what kind of inspection it is. it would have the fire code built into it. So if there was an issue that failed, it would actually reference the fire code section and provide that in a PDF for the owner or the resident. With the pre-plan module on the fire side, on our computers and the rigs, we have the ability to create a pre-plan. So like our target hazards, so like schools, we can put information for all fire departments to use in the county. And then it'll just help us get to know our city better. In an emergency, we can have business owner contact information, all stuff like that. And that kind of transitions to Community Connect, which I'll get to in a minute. The arson fire investigation, for the arson investigators like myself, this is compliant with like legal forms and being compliant like to go to court. They haven't had any issues, but it's all built in like kind of like a police type thing where we have a secure way to document rather than like currently we have a Word process that we use a secure like OneDrive folder that's only shared internally. But this would, again, just kind of streamline and incorporate everything. And these are the different tabs within the fire investigation module. Just you can add different people that were there. You can draw like a scene diagram, stuff like that. Evidence tags, stuff like that. And like I said, it's compliant with the tracking that we're required to do for the state and for the NFPA. With the training module, so they have an online training platform. We currently use APS, which we had some minor issues that we worked out, but again, it would just incorporate everything into one system, and it would allow us to create digital task books instead of we're still using paper task books to track like engineer promotions and our like new recruit firefighters. Would also allow us to track like expiring certifications like paramedic license, EMT license, stuff like that. People forget to renew their CPR card or something like that. So to be like all inclusive, it will send them a reminder, hey, your cert is expiring in 90 days or whatever we set it up to. And then an online library of courses. We're required to do continuing education. So they have a pre-built course library, and then we can also create our own courses that are department specific. And then we can also track that training data, report it to the state, and yeah, stuff like that. With the asset tracking and medications, like I said, we have to be DEA compliant. We carry controlled substances. But then with that, we currently use Cognito for apparatus tracking. This would kind of streamline our vehicle checks, and then it would create like a readily available, like these are what the issues that have been reported are. So when we take our vehicles to fleet to get repaired, there's just a list already ready for them. It's not going back into Cognito and having to print out a list of, and then worrying about missing things. We can also track work orders and invoicing within that as well. And then the rig checks also, like I said, with the DEA compliance, it'll allow us to track expiration dates, and then it's compatible with DEA, so we have to report to DEA with our medical director's DEA license for the controlled substances. So this is compliant with that, and then only the paramedics that would need access would have access. And then we can transfer and sign and record the narcotics and everything within the system. Lastly, my favorite part, Community Connect. So it's a community outreach tool that like allows the community to be a part of and requesting and providing information to make our lives easier in case of emergency. So how it would work, it's a website that's created specifically for our city. We can specify what we would like information-wise to be provided, but some examples, this is like everything's provided, but the resident could provide their information, like contact information, how many people live there, if anybody has disabilities, any like utility information, if they have like solar panels, if they have a sprinkler system. They can also request like smoke detectors or a fire inspection. Like I said, if there's any members with disabilities, and then this would, like I had mentioned at the beginning, it would directly populate into our pre-plan and mapping system. So if somebody did this, like in the middle of the night, it would be available if we got a call to that address within the morning. So it's a really cool system. This also is available for business owners as well. So they can put how many employees work there, they can put after-hour contact information, stuff like that. Like I said, the fire systems, if they have any hazardous material. We can also use it as an automated notification system. So if there is an emergency or something, we need to send out a mass notification. Anybody who is enrolled in Community Connect, we'd then be able to do like a reverse notification, and we could send out, hey, there's an automatic fire alarm either at the address of the person, like so that maybe they don't know they're not home. And then they also, there's a system in here, we could do like a live video fire inspection. So that's cool, the future, right? So, this is kind of, like I said, so they'd make us a website directly for our city. They provide like media we could use on social media and stuff like that. That's kind of a snippet of the system. There's a lot of features. Like I said, it's mainly for the fire department. Like I said, it'll directly interface with our MDC in the rigs. But the big part is that it really is inclusive for the whole city and allow everybody to have the digital time card system. So the fiscal impact, the first like year, because the fiscal year is July, they did a prorated initial contract of 16 months, which was $45,299. How that's divided, there's a one-time implementation fee, which they would charge upon signing the contract, and that would be due now, and the remainder would be delayed until the fiscal year, the next fiscal year in July. So within that, the Fillmore Fire Foundation is going to absorb the cost in perpetuity every year of the online training module. So for the 16-month first contract, that's $4,588.50, and then once it goes to a 12-month annual, it would be $3,450, and the Fire Foundation will pay for that every year. After the first contract, the 12-month annual fee, they do have in there, there's a potential increase, but just based off what they had provided initially, it's $30,300 annually after the first 16-month contract. The goals this aligns with is to improve public infrastructure, enhance public community outreach and communication. Again, my favorite part is Community Connect. That would be a great asset to our city. And then future goals, emergency preparedness, public safety. So thank you.
And I just want to thank Austin for the time that he spent. He actually looked at other softwares, and so he did present to management and a detailed comparison, and then we landed with First Stew. So just wanted you to be aware of that, that other softwares were looked at as well.
Thank you, Austin.
And I'm here for any questions if you have them.
So, questions, discussion? Councilmember Villaseñor?
No questions, but just a comment. Thank you for this, for your research. Thank you for finding this. I love that it has a benefit beyond the fire department to help out with our human resources and the Community Connect. You know, especially folks with disabilities, folks who live alone, who would have a hard time vacating their homes in the need, you know, during evacuation. I know I was talking to Chief a few years ago when we did a whole meeting around with disability advocates, and that was an issue that came up. How do we know? And I know the county OES has lists, and but just to have something local is great. So great, thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Rodriguez?
More of a comment. Amazing presentation. I'm happy to hear that you took the initiative to look into various platforms that we can streamline a lot of different things, and the community connection. It's amazing. It sounds like it's all in one as you were going through the whole presentation. So great work on presenting it, and thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Broggie?
Great presentation. My first question is, what software program was that? That wasn't that you did the program on.
On the
Yeah, what did you use for your presentation?
PowerPoint.
Wow, it's changed. Anyway, yeah. With regard to the information that we're hoping to get the community to provide, as Councilmember was saying earlier about those with handicaps and whatnot, what's the process on obtaining that information and getting people to sign up and provide their information? Is there?
So it's really going to be, like I said, they'll provide us media that we can mail out, we can put on social media. They have all kinds of stuff. We can do like PSAs. It's really just going to be like kind of a word of mouth thing, because once they create the system, that website is live and anybody can go in and enter their address, and it'll tell them like whether or not they actually live in the city limits. Like if somebody in like Bardesdale wants to sign up, like it won't let them, unfortunately, because they're not within the city limits. But it's really going to be a word of mouth and like social media kind of campaign for that.
Okay, great. If we can help out in any way on
Definitely.
that campaign, then I'm more than willing to knock on doors or pass out flyers or something, because I think it's really important. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilmember?
Yes, Austin, again, like everyone else has said, great job finding the software. I have a question regarding the privacy. So if constituents put information into the system, are there safeguards for the privacy of that information? Because obviously for a lot of people, if their medical conditions are floating out there, that's going to be a concern for people. Can you talk a little bit about any safeguards that might be up for the software?
So, like I said, we can put what we would like, but no, they don't have to put anything that they don't want to put in the Community Connect system. So it's completely voluntary. It's not going to ask like medical conditions or anything like that. And then their software is all encrypted, and internally with the system, like the whole city would be users for like our City of Fillmore First Due account, but only people that we designate would have access to like the Community Connect system. And then it would be available like on our computers in like the event of emergency, but their stuff is very encrypted. As far as like the specifics, I'd be more than happy to reach out to our First Due team. They've been great to work with. And I can get you more specifics on like the security of the First Due system. But yeah, as far as the demo we got for Community Connect, they don't have to put any information they don't want to. So if they don't want to provide an email or a phone number, they just want to put their name, they're more than welcome to just provide that. Or if they have any pets there, stuff like that. So.
No, that'd be great. Thank you, Austin.
Austin, great presentation, and I think it's a great tool for our city and especially our first responders. And I also had that same question as Councilmember Garnica, but a little bit further. I was like, in case of, say, a couple years down the road, we depart from the system, who owns the data? I asked that question, but it was answered.
The contract is always written in a way where the city will own the data, and so most softwares nowadays have a way of us importing and also exporting the data. So we would export the data and then do a data dump wherever we would at that point.
Thank you. Then I also had other questions about hidden costs, training, support, upgrades, stuff like that.
So that's all included, the training for like the staff, for like myself and Jackie, for the scheduling modules. That's all in the one-time implementation fee. If you would like, I'd be more than happy to provide you the contract. It has all the breakdown of all the individual fees. That's just like a combined total, but like each module has its own cost, so I'd be more than happy to provide that. And it has a breakdown of the training costs, and all that's included in the one-time implementation.
Great. Thank you so much. Okay, any other questions? Seeing none, can I entertain a motion, please?
Okay, I'll move that the city council authorize the city manager to execute an agreement with Locality Media LLC DBA First Due and the city of Fillmore to approve the format by the city attorney.
Okay, I got a motion second.
I'll second the motion.
A motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Thank you, Austin. Moving on to item number 9C, review of the preliminary annual engineer's report regarding the proposed annual levy of assessments for the city of Fillmore storm drain maintenance districts and adoption of the resolution to initiate the proceedings, preliminary approve the filings of the engineer's report, and declare the intent to levy the annual assessments and set a public hearing date to consider this proposal. Hey, Deborah.
Good evening, council members, Mayor Mendez. I'm Deborah Cavaletto, Finance Director. Item 9C has staff recommend the City Council adopt resolution number 26-4106, declaring its intention to levy the annual assessment, approve the preliminary annual report for fiscal year 2026-27, and set a public hearing date for May 12th, 2026, to receive public comments on the proposed assessments. As stated in the staff report, the city has 7 storm drain maintenance districts. The annual assessment pays for the maintenance and operation costs related to the storm drain facilities and storm water pollution treatment systems available, utilized or associated with the properties within the district. The annual expenditures budget for each district ensures the operation integrity of the storm drain system, a storm water pollution treatment system, and other related facilities, and represents each district's proportional cost on a larger integrated storm drain and stormwater pollution treatment system, such as retention basins, biofilter areas, and catch basins. The annual assessments include the maintenance and servicing of the Santa Clara River levee adjacent to the district properties. The assessment calculation includes an annual inflationary adjustment formula that the maximum assessment may increase over the previous year by 3%, or the annual percentage increase, that is in the consumer price index, whichever is greater, without being considered an increase in the assessment. The CPI annual percentage for January of the current versus prior year is 3.02%, and the prior, therefore the prior year's maximum rate will then be adjusted by that percentage. This item meets the City Council goal for infrastructure, strive to ensure that Fillmore has the necessary components for new construction and maintenance of all infrastructure. That's the end of my presentation. I'm available for questions.
Any questions?
Deborah, could you just clarify for me? So I read through one of the, in it that I guess there was one district that was not able to meet its I guess the amount levied wasn't able to meet the need for maintenance. Can you talk a little bit about that and how we would make that up?
Yes, that is storm drain number 3, Hometown. With that, I believe the issue has to relate to, there's a biofilter system, filtration system that wasn't part of the assessment when it was started. Therefore, that's an additional cost that is not really into the rate. Therefore, again, future may have to look at either looking at an increase to the rate, or else we may have to try as best to cut costs, but unfortunately that biofiltration system does cost money to maintain.
Thank you. Deborah, just to follow up on Councilmember Garnica's question, just so that I understand too. So when you say that there may be an increase in the rate, would that be a rate across all of the storm drain districts?
Well, for this one, it's, for example, if we are not meeting it, we have to now go back, assess whether or not that there has to go into what they call the Prop 218.
Oh,
which we
okay,
have to
that's
go
what
back
they would
and
lead
say,
to.
does this need to be increased to be able to accommodate for this new service, this actual service?
Understood. And like, for example, on that one in particular, it is at the max levy.
Yes, and
Yeah,
that is the
okay.
issue. So we don't do the 3.02%. We don't have an adjustment available to it.
Understood. Okay, thank you for that.
Anybody else?
Mayor, if I could just add, following up on that, the assessments are very specific to each individual district, and that's why it's broken down in such detail. The costs, unless it's a shared cost between different districts, it wouldn't go to other districts. So another district wouldn't be paying for that district's biofilm.
Thank you for that clarification.
You're welcome.
Yes. And sorry, Mayor, if I may, just one more question, just to further understand, if there was a Prop 218 that we brought forward, it would only apply to those residences within that district
Well, it
meeting the
depends.
threshold.
I mean, staff might at that time think that additional districts need their own
Oh, I
218
see.
hearing.
Okay.
But it would be district by district that would
Okay.
have the 218 hearings. They're just unfortunately not typically successful, and there's a lot of cost and effort. So that's why as soon as it looks like an assessment district is tapped out or maybe even running into general fund a little bit, staff doesn't run out and recommend that process because it might not be successful.
Understood. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and Deborah, could you please, just for my mind, which area is District 03? Just so I'm clear on
It's
that.
tracked, I'm trying to remember the tracks, it's tracked 5160 and 5335. It should be in the engineer report. I'm sorry, I don't have it with me.
Okay.
There should be a map of it, if I remember correctly. If not, we can provide that for you.
Okay, yeah,
For
I
this
just
council.
wanted that clarification, just so that people understand
Oh.
which area is being affected by that 03. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, that's 3. Okay, so I just got shown a map by the mayor, and it looks like it's pretty much all of the stuff between Telegraph Road
And good enough.
and up to Good Enough. So it's basically on the far west side of town, up against the levee. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So, Councilman Rodriguez?
Dang it. And I think it covered within the questions. And so if there does need repair, and this is the only area, and it sounds like it's hometown, the residents there would be the ones responsible to pretty much cover the cost, correct?
Well,
If they voted, okay.
Only if there's a 218 hearing that approves it. Unfortunately, the city can't unilaterally impose the costs. It has to be voter approved.
Got it, thank you.
Okay. Any more discussion? Any other comments?
If I could, I said that not quite right. It's not voter approved. The city would mail notices to all the property owners, and there would have to be a majority protest to stop it. But when the last time we tried that in one of the districts, there was a majority protest. So if there's not a majority of protest, then the council approves putting that additional levy on. That's how it would work.
So it doesn't go to a vote, it goes to the majority?
We mail notice of it to people, and they get a ballot, which they can use to protest. And if there's a majority protest, that stops it. Nothing can move forward.
Okay. So with that being said, and I think we covered everything, is there a motion that,
Okay. I'll move. I'll move the 3 items that we adopt resolution number 26-4106, declaring its intention to levy the annual assessment for the fiscal year 26-27 for the Fillmore Storm Drain Maintenance Assessment Districts numbers 01, 01A, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that we receive and preliminarily approve the filing of the preliminary annual engineer's report for fiscal year 26-27 and set a public hearing for May 12th at the regularly scheduled city council meeting to receive public comments regarding the engineer's annual assessment report and the proposed levy of assessments for each district.
thank you, I got a motion, is there a second? Second. Okay, motion second, all in favor?
I'm sorry, Mayor, before everyone votes, 3 council members do have conflicts on individual districts. If they could please just read for the record what districts they are abstaining from, they can vote with respect to all of the other districts. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I'm just going to include in the motion, amend my motion.
It doesn't need to be part of the motion.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I will recusing myself from Storm District number 4, Riverwalk.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I think this is where I say that I would excuse myself from hometown, yeah.
Number 3.
District
And
three.
I am recusing myself from voting on the storm drain district number 7, Zone C.
Thank you, Councilmember. So with that being said, do we have to go one by one then, since they're all doing it?
No, because their vote, that now the clerk has that information, and she'll just mark that they're voting yes or no on everything except the one they live in.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the clarification. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Can we get a second?
Oh, we need a second.
Councilmember Carnico.
Yes, I was a second.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have been louder.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. You're back again.
Yes.
Okay. So moving on to item 9D, initiation of proceedings for the annual levy of assessment for landscape and lighting district number 02 and Heritage Valley Landscaping and Lighting District 2007-1 for fiscal year 2026-2027. And on this one, we're also going to have council members individual, yes.
Yeah, if you want, you can just cover that now.
Okay, and those, if you guys want to announce which ones you're recusing yourself for now, that'd be great.
I'll recuse myself from Lighting and Landscape District Number 2, Riverwalk, Tract 5099.
Okay.
And I will recuse myself from the lighting district 2007-1, Zone 1.
Thank you. And Councilmember Rodriguez.
For me, it would be Zone 1, SD 3.
Thank you so much.
Landscape and Lighting District 2.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're up.
Okay. Well, good evening again, council members. Mayor Mendez, Deborah Cavallotto, Finance Director. Item 9D has staff requesting City Council initiate the proceedings and review the 26-27 proposed assessment for the lighting and landscaping districts. In order for the city to proceed, the council must also approve the preliminary annual engineer report, adopt the attached 6 resolutions, and set a public hearing date, again, for May 12th, 2026. As stated in the staff report, we have 2 lighting and landscaping districts. There's Lighting and Landscaping District Number 2 and Heritage Valley Landscape and Lighting District 2007-1. These districts contain landscaping improvements in designated medians, parkways, and street light improvements with designated zones are located residential, commercial, and mixed use. The annual assessment funds the operations, administration of utilities, and maintenance of improvements. The assessment calculation, as with the storm drain, uses the annual inflationary adjustment. Either it will be increased by 3% or by the CPI. In this case, whatever is greater. In this case, for this year, the CPI between January of this current year and prior year increased by 3.02%. Therefore, the maximum assessed rates are adjusted by 3.02%, again, established as the assessment rate without being considered a rate increase. This item meets the City Council goal for infrastructure. Strive to ensure that Fillmore has necessary components for new construction and maintenance of all infrastructure. This end of my presentation. I'm available for questions.
Thank you so much. Questions from the council? May I entertain a motion, please?
I have a question, Mayor,
Oh, okay.
for
Councilmember Diaz,
Tiffany. Can I say that we include all recommendations 1 through 7? Okay, great. Okay, I'll move that the City Council take the following actions of approving the adoptions of the resolutions numbered 1 through 7.
Okay, there's a motion, a second.
I'll second.
Okay, motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Moving on to item number 9E, authorize the purchase of a new Public Works Department vehicle and authorize the city manager to execute an agreement necessary to carry out such purchase.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, residents of Fillmore, my name is Georgie Gerardo, and I'm a management analyst for the Public Works Department. Today, our staff report is asking that Council authorize the purchase of a new vehicle for the Public Works Department and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement necessary to carry out the purchase of the vehicle. After review, it may have come to surprise that Bunnin did not provide a quote. They were unable to provide the truck with the necessary specs, specifically a flatbed truck with the adequate towing capacity to safely haul large quantities of material and heavy equipment. With that, we went to our next best bet, which is Sourcewell. We were able to receive 2 responsive bids, and based off the costs, staff's recommendations are that City Council direct staff to order the truck from Pritchard Companies and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement or purchase order necessary to carry out the purchase of the vehicle. The fiscal impact for this, the adopted budget at mid-year for fiscal year 26-27 includes the allocation of $80,000 in the account 101-4534-0053-538, designated for the purchase of a vehicle for the department. The current balance in this account is sufficient to cover the full cost of the proposed acquisition, including the vehicle purchase, registration, applicable taxes, and necessary equipment. This is in line with council goals. By acquiring the truck for less than the budgeted amount, this complies with City Council's core value for fiscal responsibility, including transparency, accountability, and smart financial management for long-term stability. This concludes my staff report. I thank you all for your time. I'm open to any questions you may have.
Thank you. Councilmember Garnica?
Yeah, hey, Georgie, thanks for putting this together. One question I had is, so Bunnin no bid, is it my understanding because they didn't have a vehicle in stock, or because there wasn't a vehicle available from Chevrolet that would meet the specs?
I think it might have been a combination of both. From what they had in their stock, they did not have anything to meet these specs, so we did ask them if they could do whatever they can to provide it, and they said they weren't able to provide it in a timely manner, and they never really got back to us.
So was there one particular area of the specification for the vehicle that they couldn't meet? Like, was it the towing capacity? Was it the
It may have been the
weight?
flatbed part of getting it on the truck, all that in combination with all the other specs that we needed on the truck, like the motor to be able to, you know,
Right.
withstand some of that construction work that it's going to do. It may have just been something that they weren't able. I mean, to us, it was just something they weren't able to provide.
Okay.
We ended up going with Sourcewell, which is, you know, specific for government entities like ourselves to get the best pricing that they have. And
Sure.
their quotes were very, very good. So, yeah.
Okay, great, thank you.
Any other questions? No. Can I have a motion?
I'd like to move the motion for the City Council to authorize the purchase of a new vehicle for the Public Works Department and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement of purchase order necessary to carry out the purchase of the vehicle.
Thank you. I got a motion, second? We got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
And moving on to item number 9F, consideration of a resolution ratifying the reappointment of 2 resident commissioners to the Area Housing Authority of the County of Ventura Board of Commissioners.
Good evening, Council, Mayor, and Council. I'm here to present today this resolution, ratification. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, requires each public housing authority to have a resident commission who is a public housing resident or resident of the housing assistant in the tenant-based Section 8 program served on the authority governing board. The California Health and Safety Code requires the resident commission to be tenant of the Area House Authority of the County of Ventura, AHA. Currently, Fillmore residents Susan Johnson and Marcy Ramos Cruz are serving on the board of the Area Housing Authority. As the Fillmore representatives, as their terms are expiring, the Area Housing Authority reached out to the city staff to request that we reappoint of the both commissioners, each of the additional, to add an additional 4-year term. Both Ms. Johnson and Ms. Ramos Cruz have confirmed with the city that they would like to continue to serve as AHS board members. The AHS requires that the city of Fillmore confirms the reappointment and forward a copy of the official document as evidence of the city's decision. The reappointment of these resident commissions today would ensure that there is a scandalous continuance of both board members. And there will be no facial impact for our city.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, do you have any questions for us to reappoint?
Questions or concerns? Okay.
It's not a question, it's just a comment, and just saying that Susan Johnson has been just wonderful in terms of her knowledge, and so I'm glad that she is confirming that to be reappointed. And I don't know Miss Ramos Cruz very well, but I just really value both of them volunteering on this really important board. And just to add a comment about the Area Housing Authority, I've been told many times by Ms. Johnson what a wonderful board it is and how well it's run, and so just appreciative for the Area Housing Authority. So glad to move this forward.
Thank you for those comments. Okay, anything else? Can I have a motion, please?
Okay, I'll move that we appoint Ms. Johnson and Ms. Ramos Cruz for the second 4-year appointment to the AHA board.
Great, we got a motion and a second.
A second.
Oh,
yes.
What?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me read out the resolution number of adopting resolution number 26-4099, ratifying the reappointment of the resident commissioners to the Area Housing Authority.
Okay, it's been amended. A second.
And I'll second.
Okay, motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. And moving on to item 9G, appointment of a primary and alternate official representatives to the Southern California Association of Governments, SCAG.
Hello again. I'm so sorry, I have allergies. So I am here to present again this up to the board. As you may know, a little background story, the city council members serve as official representatives for the city to various intergovernmental agencies. The Southern California Association of Government, SAG, General Assembly is made up of an elected official from each member agency. The region includes the cities of Fillmore, Ojai, Ventura, and Santa Paula. On May 7th through the 8th of this year, local leaders from throughout South California will convene to the SAG's annual regional conference and General Assembly at the JW Marriott Desert Springs Resort and Spa in Palm Desert. This conference brings together the state and local elected officials, CEOs, businesses, and civic leaders, transportation and evaluation stakeholders, local government staff, and others. Each city delegates representative or an alternative in absence of a delegate will vote on agenda items at the General Assembly. Business meetings, each city delegate representative or alternate in the absence of the delegate will receive a complimentary one-night hotel accommodation at the JW Marriott Resort and Spa for the night of May 7th. Validated overnight self-parking, a meal during the conference, additional information on the registration and hotel accommodations are available on the SAG's website. In addition, the SAG's region meets monthly. Meetings are accounted in hybrid format, in person or through Zoom. If the delegate wishes to attend in person, the meetings will be at the SAG's Los Angeles office. Additional information will be shared with the delegate appointed tonight. At the time, staff request that the council appoints a primary delegate who will serve the regional representative and an alternate of the SAG's General Assembly for the calendar year of 2026. By consent of the majority as a memorized and in a resolution, we will be providing this information to them depending on who gets elected today. And this will also not face any impact in our city because they will be the ones that will be paying for our people to go. Any questions, comments?
Questions, comments? I think I was the representative the last 2 years. I think I was the representative the last 2 years, so, yeah. So I'd be willing to do it again just for continuity, to be, I'm familiar with all the other delegates there, and I actually want to become more involved in SCAG, and so I'd like to serve on that committee.
Then I will make a motion to nominate for mayor. Those are the comments.
I will second that motion.
Okay. And all in favor? Or we need an alternate, though?
Yes.
Oh, so, okay,
I'll volunteer to be alternate.
all right.
Unless Christina, unless you.
No, actually, I was just looking at the schedule, and I have a regional sanitation district meeting on that Thursday, and I chair it, so. Okay.
And I attended before, and it's a really great conference.
Okay.
So I will include in my nomination Councilmember Garnica.
Okay,
Great.
great. Okay, so
Okay.
motion, do we have a motion? Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
All right.
Moving on to item number 10, City Manager verbal report.
Thank you, Mayor. I will call Manuel Manjarres, our Assistant City Manager, to provide an update on our ERF encampment resolution grant, and then I'll provide you with additional updates afterwards.
Thank you, Erica, Mayor, members of the council. I wasn't able to make a report at our last meeting, so I'm happy to be here before you today to give you an update. And first and foremost, I want to send my sincere condolences to the family of the gentleman, Eduardo Lalo Castro, who lost his life, was a resident of the encampment, and was one of the individuals that our case managers were working with, and we're hopeful to help him out of there. But, that didn't happen, and, I just want to express that to the family. So, but within the last month, our case management team has been doing great work. They've made at least 4 visits within the last 30 days down with the homeless liaison unit, and they've interacted with 20 clients so far during that time, and they started with active case management with within that time an additional three individuals. And so they're working hard with them. There are other individuals that are living down in the encampment that are working with case management as a result of the backpack medicine program and the HLU team that have been visiting down in the encampment area before we started our ERF program. So that is positive. So we're working in tandem with their existing case management and getting them connected to the services that they need. And we're also getting our rapid rehousing aspect part of our program shored up with the Turning Point Foundation. They're going to be assisting us with that. They currently running a rapid rehousing program with that serves the entire county. So it's great that they already have staff that are experienced and currently providing that service right now. So with that upcoming, they're going to be working on having somewhat of a open house for the encampment individuals to come down and see their offices at the healthcare agency off of Ventura Street. And so I'm going to be working with them to get some food, and they'll have some service providers down there to assist them with their case management needs and some other donations for supplies. And yeah, things are going positively, and I'm able to answer any questions that you might have at this time.
Thank you. Any question?
Yes. Manuel, thank you so much for the work you're doing on this. Can you tell us what the population currently is down in the encampment, or actually the homeless population in general, not just of the encampment?
It's approximately between the, I'd say 15 to 18 individuals that are down there, and then there are individuals that are seen to be, transient that come down in and out of the area. But as far as those that are active and living down in the encampment, you've got 15 to 18 individuals. Thank you. Sure.
Thank you. Councilmember Becerra.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Manuel, for the presentation, the update. When you mentioned about Turning Point's rapid rehousing program, is sort of where are they with that offering yet, or sort of are there different steps to gain it? I'm sure, but just wondering if there's a little bit more detail on that.
Yeah, we've had to set up the program specifically for our ERF grant. So they have a program is set up through I think the ESG, the state ESG program. So it's a little different, and they have a staff member that's dedicated to administering that grant for their program. So what they're doing is they're going through a packet that I prepared of documents that the case managers will have to have the clients sign. So all this verifies their income. It verifies who the renter is. There are rent comparisons that have to be done. So there's an entire application packet that's got to be put together, and we're in the final steps of putting that together so we can start administering our specific program. The rapid rehousing dollars that will be used for the program will be funded directly from the city of Fillmore through the grant that we receive from the state.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
Of course.
Thank you. Councilmember Brogy.
Yes. Thank you, Manny, for that update. So I'm just curious, is it possible to actually go to the offices and have a tour, or just meet with the staff that are there whenever they're there? Is it a matter of, can I just walk in and introduce myself, or should it be coordinated?
Yeah, I think it should be coordinated because, it'd be a little difficult to know if they're, providing transportation for a client to a service or something. So they're in their job, they're very active and in and out of that office. So yeah, but I can definitely coordinate that with you and take you through. Absolutely.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Councilmember Rodriguez.
I do have a question. Do we have any success stories that anybody in that encampment have received services and was able to find home and recover or anything like that, Manuel?
So in the 3 months we have been administering the program, we have not housed any of the residents yet. So no, not yet.
Go ahead.
One follow-up question. Manuel, I've been getting a little bit of questions about the financial aspect of it, the grant, and how it's being dispersed. At some future point, would it be possible to get an update on those funds and how they're being used?
Yeah, absolutely. And so just to let you know, the regular uses of the funds are to pay for the case management salaries and their program manager salaries. So those are amounts that we're being invoiced on monthly. So the bulk of our funds that have been used is for that. We've also dedicated funds to contribute to People's Self-Help Housing, their permanent supportive housing project here on Santa Clara Street. So those funds haven't been used yet because there's they're working to get permanent financing. Once they have their permanent financing in place, they'll be able to use those funds for their program, which will provide 13 units to homeless individuals within the city of Fillmore.
Bless you.
But yeah, we could provide you an update at a future meeting.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manny.
Yeah.
Wanted to provide you with an update on our street maintenance. And so for the week ending on April 3rd, there were a total of 97 potholes. And then the week ending on April 10th, there was a total of 68. Since January to date, there's been 1,032 potholes that have been filled. I just wanted to, thank the Public Works staff for making that one of their multiple priorities that they have. Sometimes, there's other things that happen during a week, and so like the number might be reduced, but it's not to take it lightly. They are working on making sure that they're continuing, in addition with the ever-ending task of like the water department that they also oversee, and trees and so on. So thank you to Joe and Jacob and the team for making sure that that's continues moving forward.
And if I could, City Manager, I'd like to also compliment the staff on this. At the last Rotary meeting I went to, I did mention that the progress that was being made, and several members of the Rotary Club said, yeah, we've noticed, we've seen out on the streets that, hey, it's having an impact. So what you guys are doing is absolutely, people are noticing. And I know on my street, I definitely noticed where there was a pothole before and now it's been filled. So great job. I just wanted to throw that in there real quick. So sorry for the interruption.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Also remind the constituents that this Saturday, April 18th, we do have that free drop-off chipper event at well number 4. That will be happening from 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. Then the following weekend on April 25th, we have Earth Day here at Central Park from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. All of these events have been advertised on social media, and also if you go to our website and scroll down, they're featured there as well. Moving a little bit into the month of May, on May 16th, we will be having our annual Health and Wellness Resource Fair in collaboration with the school district, and this will be happening at the district office. And the 16th, May 16th, from 10 to 1 p.m. And then that same day is the Rotary 5K run as well. And remind everyone to please proactively work on their weed abatement. The fire department is in the process of surveying the different areas in town. Letters will be going out soon for non-compliance. So please do your part to, make sure that you are keeping up with your abatement and being a good neighbor to everyone. And we hope to continue to get compliance from everyone. The city is also going to be taking a look at our own properties as well to make sure that we're leading by example as well. And just remind everyone to please sign up for our newsletter. We are working on the next quarterly one, so Angel and I have been working hard on trying to get that content in there, and it will be published soon. But if you want to keep updated with all of the information, we encourage you to sign up. And that concludes my
And how do they sign up?
You can go to the website, and there's a link on the website that will redirect you to the software that we use for the newsletter. And we can do a reminder on social media too, just to remind everyone.
Eric, I do have a question. On the wood chipper, you said it was going to be located at well number 4. Can you remind the public where well number 4 is at?
Yeah, it's by Good Enough Road, right? So like when you go up on Good Enough, it's on that area.
Okay.
And we can do a reminder on social media too, just with a little aerial of where the area is at.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Moving on to item number 11, closed session, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation on 2 cases. Thank you. So, and 11B, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation on the city council will conduct closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9, because the city is considering whether or not to litigate in one case. Thank you. So adjourn to closed session. Okay. Council met in closed session on two items in which the city has a significant exposure to litigation. On both items, the city council asked questions, no reportable action. The city council then met in closed session to consider whether to initiate litigation in one case. The city council asked questions and then unanimously authorized the initiation of litigation against the owner of the property at 126 D Street. And now I will adjourn this meeting till the next meeting at 6:30 PM on Tuesday, April 28th.